Our next stop for today is notorious for its ghost and creepy stories. But how much do you really know about Diplomat Hotel? When you watch this video, I bet you're going to be shocked. So hi again, I am Jhen. I will be your virtual tour guide for our next destination, Dominican Hill and Retreat House, or famously known as Diplomat Hotel. So thank you very much for coming back to this channel. I suggest you get some popcorns or some goodies and snacks because I will be bringing you to a different dimension with the story of Diplomat Hotel. This is actually one of my favorite stories that I like to tell to guests, and it is truly worthy to note that Dominican Hill has 9 transformations, and I would like to bring you down memory lane and let us go through these 9 transformations, which are colorful, interesting, intriguing, tragic, but also a significant history. The original purpose of building the Dominican Hill was to be a rest and recreation or rest and retreat house for the Dominican Order of the Philippines. It is a congregation of Roman Catholic order. And Baguio City was being developed as the summer capital of the Philippines, which I have told you about during my first video. The insular government actually instituted the selling of lands here in Baguio City. The primary reason why they sold lands here in Baguio through bidding in Manila is because of the growing expenditure in building Baguio City. And the father of Baguio, which was Cameron Forbes, thought of selling the lands in order to raise some funds in developing the dream summer capital of the Americans in the Philippines. And one of the first to acquire the properties among the religious groups were actually the Our Province of Our Lady of Rosary, or the Dominican Order. And they bought a 17-hectare land atop a hill now called the Dominican Hill. And the Jesuits bought another land just opposite the Dominican Hill, which is now known as the Mirador Hill. So if Dominican Hill is for the Dominicans, Mirador Hill is for the Jesuits. The Dominicans built a large reinforced concrete in order to provide them relief from the grueling heat of Manila. That's what was the very first stone structure in the whole of Baguio. It was designed by Father Roque Ruano, who was a civil engineer from the University of Santo Tomas, or UST. Stones used for the construction of the building were actually quarried from the limestone cliffs, and this area is now called the Upper Quarry and Lower Quarry. Now you know why that's the name of your barangay. Construction has 3 very fascinating features, and I really love these features, and I always emphasize these to our guests. Number 1, the design was inspired by the classic architecture design, which is the Baroque art in making castles and grandiose buildings during the olden age. The second one is the building was constructed to withstand earthquake, and it withstood the earthquake of Baguio in 1990 earthquake. And number 3 feature that I really like is the rooftop was designed to harvest rain to provide the natural watering system for the retreat house. Interesting, huh? Gising na naman yung bunso ko. That's why he will be joining me as my assistant tour guide. Right? Say hi! Say hi to the viewers. Okay, so when Dominican Hill has completed its construction, it actually looked like a castle with granulations. And they said that it was the most grandiose and most extravagant structure built before 1920. Wow. Number 2 transformation of Diplomat Hotel was a school. In order to save a huge tax from the government, the retreat house was actually converted as a school and a boarding house, Colegio del Santísimo Rosario. Due to very few enrollees, it did not last for so long. That's why The structure or the building was reverted back as a vacation house and retreat house, and that lasted for the next 22 years. Number 3, transformation. Between 1941 to 1945, the hill was used as a refugee for the priests, nuns, and other outbreak of World War II. However, the nuns, the priests, and the other members of the Dominican order were captured by the Japanese forces. And the structure was used as a vantage point, a military vantage point, a hideout, and a prisoner of war center for the Japanese forces. During the war, the right wing of the Dominican House was actually badly hit by the carpet bombing of the Americans. And then afterwards, the American forces attacked their fortress and attacked their hideout, which led to a bloody battle between the Japanese and the Americans on the grounds of the Dominican Hill, into hundreds of soldiers dying on the. After the war, many skulls and human bones were unearthed during the reconstruction phase. In spite of that, the Dominican Hill still resumed its role as a vacation house and retreat house for the Dominican order for the coming 25 years. Transformation number 4 is Diplomat Hotel. In 1973, the huge property was bought by the Diplomat Hotel Incorporated, and immediately they remodeled, refurbished it, and transformed it into a 33-bedroom hotel with the features of fine dining, wellness and sports facilities, and other amenities to cater to local and foreign guests with extra purpose as well. What could that be? The hotel was managed by Mr. Agapito Agpawa, or also known as Tony Agpawa. He used some of the rooms to do his bare-handed psychic surgery to his clients coming from all over the world. No tools or medical equipment. Fortunately, it was short-lived because in 1892, Mr. Agpawa died of cerebral hemorrhage, which prompted the closure of the hotel and was abandoned since. Brings us to transformation number 5. This looter's paradise. Since there was no authority in charge, it was abandoned for years. Slowly, furnitures and the property itself was slowly ransacked by robbers through the years. Number 6. A nature park. It is now 2004. After 22 years of being abandoned, the property was transferred to the local Baguio, and the city cleaned it, rehabilitated it, and opened it into the public in 2006 as a park. Number 7. From a nature park, Dominican Hill was awarded a significant title of a historical site. It was indeed in March 2014 by the National Historical Commission of the Philippines, or NHCP. Number 8. Is it okay? It was distinguished as a UNESCO Creative City. Baguio City Hill transformed into a venue for arts and creatives. Hill, or famously haunted building in the country. Sorry, kamay na tayo. During the Japanese occupation, if you still remember what I mentioned a while ago, there were reports about priests being beheaded, nuns being raped, babies being violated, and residents who had been executed. to mention the battle between the American soldiers and the Japanese soldiers who died on the grounds of the Dominican Hill. And the last one may be the spirits of Tony and Pawa. They say, or they said, that his spirits were still lurking around the healing rooms where he performed his operations. Creepy, isn't it? Given its tragic past, it is no denying, no, the Diplomat Hotel may still have those spirits lurking around who might be at unrest. Ngayon, alam niyo na kung bakit there were reports and evidence of the creepy sounds, babies crying, headless priests, spirits, and nuns. And these were attested by the residents, visitors, ghost hunters, and some guests. On a lighter note, one can just imagine that this creepy and old building was once a grand and immense stone building placed atop a forested hill and overlooking the majestic view of Baguio City. In my opinion, one can actually make a whole movie out of its story and its past. Why not, right? Okay, so that's it, Pansit. That is the end of our tour in Dominican Hill, or known as the Diplomat Hotel. If you love this video, or you liked it, or you learned from it, then I hope you can subscribe and click the like button and
click the bell!
Yeah, bell button. So before we end and say our goodbyes, thank you very, very much for watching. I truly appreciate the time, and I hope I have imparted something important to you once again. Most importantly, I hope that you are safe in your homes and you are all healthy. If you want us to feature a site, just let us know and comment down below. Bye-bye!